This is the John Brown Alliance, where we don't fear, we fight. By this time next month, some of you in MAGA world won't be able to afford bar-ass hot dogs or Mountain Dew, because what you voted for was hate. And some of you have come around and realized it, and some of you have not. Some of you who have the power to do something about it are doing absolutely nothing. This week and the week before now has been an orgy of excess with a beachside party at Acheron. Now, if you are a MAGA voter, you have no idea what I'm talking about, because either you have no education or your education was paid for by your billionaire father or grandfather, or you didn't bother to read the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, or Miranda rights, or anything like that. You just ignored anything American. So now you find yourself in a position where you're upset, and it's your master's wish that you blame everything on everyone else. But what we see is people who are not the beneficiaries of slavery and white privilege is the display, full-blown, of everything you feared. You are. Everything you accused, everyone black, everyone Muslim, everyone Jewish, everyone Latino, everyone LGBTQ of, being you and your party, your regime, and your fascist leader are doing everything every Democrat since I was born was accused of doing to white people is being done to people of color. Absolutely. And if you don't see that, you're either blind or you don't want to see it. Now imagine if you yourself, as a white person, brought up in a Christian household and you did everything right. You went to school, you went by the rules, you paid your taxes, you paid your bills on time, you did all this stuff. But no matter what you did, because of the color of your skin, you were the enemy since the beginning of time. There is no race in this world that has been given a pass more than the white race. And I'm talking Europe, Africa, Asia, the United States, and South America. So you are not by any means marginalized. If the only thing you have had to deal with in your life is poverty and not paying your bills, you have a 100-year jump on everyone else here, including the indigenous and black people who were here before you were. Yes, they were. That being said, Memorial Day should not even have been publicized. It was so grotesque. It was so demeaning to people who serve this country in the military. It was demeaning to patriots. It was demeaning to Native Americans. It was demeaning to black people. It would have been better if all the television sets had just been shut off. I found it absolutely disgusting. Just absolutely disgusting. Marco Rubio, Kristi Noem, everyone I have seen on TV has displayed no moral capacity whatsoever. I do not understand for the life of me how Christian people can follow people who are doing the bidding of the devil. I am not a Christian by any stretch of the imagination, but what I see is absolute evil. It is Caligula's carnival in the United States of America right now. This is American carnage. So when Donald Trump did his first speech in 2016 talking about American carnage, he wasn't talking about getting rid of it. He was talking about bringing it into our government. When he talked about drain the swamp, he was talking about bringing the swamp to our government. In his second term, this is exactly what you see. If you have no capacity to understand anything beyond Fox News, people tell you who they are. Believe them the first time. They tend to have diarrhea of the brain and mouth, and they tell you exactly where this is headed. And Donald Trump, his second go-round, told poor white people they were going to get nothing. And that is what you're getting. And still you're supporting them. But that's okay, because you reap what you sow. And eventually the chickens are going to come home to roost. If this is white supremacy, thank God I'm not white. I thank God every day that I'm not that idiot standing up there with the red hat on and the Trump flag. I thank God every day that I am educated. Now, I might not have graduated from Harvard, but I don't have some fat-ass orange man that shits his pants dictating to me how I should think and feel. A news network does not convince me of anything. I get my own facts. I do my own research. I don't watch Fox News. I don't join a crowd. I don't think I'm cool if I belong because I'm Latino or black and I'm in MAGA. Real people with real souls, real integrity, real patriotism, and real honest to goodness integrity don't need that shit. So if you do, you're about to be left behind. I want to interrupt this 1 second to say my usual announcement. The more you like and subscribe to these video formats, the harder it becomes for violent, fascist, lawless MAGA thugs and their clandestine Gestapos to silence us. We will not surrender, we will not quit, and we will not go away. So, I want to add one thing about Christianity, as they call it. Christian values in schools, and this is a Christian nation, and all this kind of stuff. If you're worried about paying your bills right now, if you lost your job, if you're still waiting for coal to come back to West Virginia, then you need to understand right now that MAGA is about as synonymous with Christian values as a Black Panther is with white supremacy at a Klan rally. If you're waiting for your ship to come in because you voted for Donald Trump, you're going to be dead before that happens. And by the way, in case you forgot about Doge, all of your personal information and that of every single solitary relative or friend that you have is now in possession of a white guy who was born in South Africa. So, on this day that we're supposed to be remembering the people that died to give us freedom, we find ourselves talking about how to defend and retain our freedom. This is not a Memorial Day most Americans wanted to have. Right now, on this day, we remember those who fought for this country since its inception. But we can only remember because right now, we are allowing everything they fought and died for to fall by the wayside. For one idiot that convinced one group of uneducated, unsatisfied, weak, crybaby individuals to convince us that they had superiority over us by words and media, propaganda, and rhetoric. Not one shot has been fired. Yet, on this Memorial Day, we are one step away from losing what it means to be an American. We are one fight away from restoring this democracy. In closing, I'll say this. A lot of you fear the implementation of the Insurrection Act or martial law. I have told you time and time again, whenever things do not work out for MAGA, that is going to happen no matter what. So if your plan is to placate to MAGA by not upsetting them, thinking it's going to buy you time or buy you favor or buy this democracy back through peace, you got the wrong impression. In case you forgot, Donald Trump used a bunch of thugs to tear gas people in Washington, D.C. who were protesting against the murder of George Floyd. So if you think for one moment by you peacefully protesting, he's going to not declare martial law before the 2026 election and before the 2028 election, then you're bigger fools than I thought too. Don't forget, I'm not white. Okay? This isn't my first rodeo, and it's not my neighbor's or my family's first rodeo. So, maybe once you should listen to people of color instead of believing in vain that the United States Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and the rule of law applies to all of us, because it does not. Right now, it only applies to MAGA and MAGA supporters. When you get that through your thick fucking head, maybe we can win this revolution and get our democracy back. It's only a democracy if we can keep it. This is the John Brown Alliance signing off. Good night and good luck.